Good evening and welcome. The time is now 7:10. I would like to open the public portion of the February 19th, 2025 Richfield Park Board of Education meeting. Let's begin with a salute to the flag. Mr. Bison, can you please read the Open Public Meetings Act?
Yes. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this provision of this act, the Richfield Park Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, place thereof posted in the Bergen Record, Star Ledger, Municipal Building, Board of Education offices, and district website. Part 2 is public participation. Public participation will be conducted both in person and virtually through Zoom. All public will be muted throughout the meeting. Public participation comments are limited to 5 minutes. The public will be able to both speak and be seen by the board when participating virtually, telephonically, via Zoom. Individuals participating virtually that wish to make comments during the public participation will need to raise their hand by clicking the blue hand icon at the bottom of the Zoom window. Individuals participating by telephone that wish to make comments during the public participation will need to hit *9 on their telephone to raise their hand. The business administrator, board secretary will then mute individuals one at a time to speak in order that the hand was raised.
May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cooney.
Yes.
Ms. Kraft.
Here.
Mr. Feitros. Ms. McNeil.
Here.
Mr. Malou.
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez. Ms. Schmidt.
Here.
Ms. Velez. Ms. Orth.
Here.
And President Martinez, absent.
We have a quorum. Mr. Malou, can you please move the minutes from January 22nd?
I'd like to make a motion to move the minutes of January 22nd.
Second.
Mrs. Orth, do you want to make that one motion for the February 19th minutes as well?
There's only one on the agenda. Tonight is February 19th. Okay, can I have a roll call on the minutes?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malul,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth.
Yes. Motion passes. We have had no communications from the public, so we'll move on to subcommittee reports. Buildings and Grounds, Trustee Cooney?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The Buildings and Grounds Committee met on February 10th at 5 p.m. Those present, Dr. V, Dr. Spignani, Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Triglia, BA, Mr. Bisick, Mr. Eagle, myself, President Martinez, Trustee Malul, and Trustee Schmidt. Within the agenda, we covered facility updates, heating upgrades. Mr. Eagle reviewed the current heating status with the district, and it has been resolved. There are a couple of issues with the high school balancing of the system for classroom spaces, but all the other buildings are working as they should. A ROD grant update. The ROD grants are moving forward as planned for the bid openings, and the district will go out to bid and see where the actual costs fall in comparison to the existing capital account funds that are available. And the high school roof, also called the academic wing. The architects have stated that the high school academic wing needs to be replaced, with the current roof being over 25 years old and has outlived its servable lifespan. The only other topic was technology. The state testing infrastructure trial. The district is running a trial Wi-Fi infrastructure test before the state testing begins to see where we are and if there are any issues. And lastly, the high school clocks are well beyond repair and need to be replaced. The current bell systems have become an issue with the current outdated system, which is over 40 years old. The next meeting is scheduled for March 10th, and that concludes the B&G meeting minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Schmidt, policy report?
The policy committee met on Tuesday, February 11th at 6 p.m. In attendance was Dr. V, Dr. Martinez, Trustee Rodriguez, and myself. The agenda items discussed were several policies and regulations that were up for second reading, including harassment, intimidation, and bullying, student smoking, electronic surveillance in school buildings and grounds, cooperation with law enforcement agencies, and food services. We also reviewed the following policies that are up for first reading. The use of electronic communication devices, policy and regulations are now integrated into the Student Discipline Code of Conduct Manual with a table of consequences. The elementary schools now have their own table of consequences. The administration updated the number of required credits to graduate from 125 to 122.5, which is still more than the state requirement of 120. In keeping with most local districts, the 2.5 community service credits were dropped, given that many of our students work, care for siblings or seniors, or participate in after-school activities, making the requirement an undue burden on them. The board has also spent many hours mulling over our resident, non-resident policy. So the new policy now states any student who no longer resides in Richfield Park can only be allowed to stay if they are charged tuition. This policy applies across the board, regardless of how close to the end of the year or graduation the student might be. We also discussed P9163, the Spectator Code of Conduct for Interscholastic Events. Interscholastic events are a vital element in the education and development of our students and community, and these events must be safe and identifying for all. As such, the administration developed a code of conduct for interscholastic events and also outlined consequences for each offense. As for other events, plays and concerts and things of that nature, those are covered by the visitor policy, where consequences are at the discretion of the principal. There are still some pending policy matters, including the academic integrity and the use of artificial intelligence, which are still being developed. And Dr. V is assembling an in-house team to address this new area. The next meeting will take place on March 11th at 6 p.m. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Trustee McNeil, Finance and Insurance?
Thank you. The Finance Committee met on not December, February 10th. Dr. V, Ms. Triglia, Mr. Beisig, Dr. Martinez, trustees Velez, Malul, and myself were all in attendance. In addition, the auditor from Lurch Vicente, Alex Baresi, who is here today, was also present. Alex went through the opinion that he will go through with the full board today, as well as the fund balances at the end of last school year, June 2024. Overall, it was a positive audit, unmodified, meaning that there is nothing material that came up, and he'll go into that in some detail, so I won't take his thunder. We had a couple of follow-ups from prior meetings, critical response group we will not go forward with. We discussed the website, Apogee, that includes an app that is on today's agenda, and the impacts of that financially, which are fine. And the budget update is we are waiting on the governor's address at the end of this month for state aid to be available, and budgets will be reviewed in March committee meetings. The last item that we had is really being likely referred to the policy committee regarding petty cash for CTE. And our next meeting, I don't have in front of me, but it's in March.
Thank you. Trustee Kraft, faculty and programs?
Good evening. The Faculty and Programs Committee met on February 11th at 5 p.m. Present were Dr. Vespignani, Ms. Triglia, myself, Dr. Martinez, Trustee Rodriguez, and Trustee Velez. We discussed several agenda notable items, including the Adult ESL program, the NJGPA pullout program, the App2G that was discussed previously in the Finance and Committee Department, the S'mores newsletter update, which is going to be launched hopefully at the end of this month, and a pre-K update, including information from the site visit on January 31st, 2025, information regarding a FAFSA workshop update, and how we're tracking students moving forward to ensure that they're filling out the FAFSA successfully. We discussed the Little Scholars Enrichment Program update. The survey will be going out to gauge family interest moving forward. And we have continued discussions on the scheduling at the junior senior high school. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 11th.
Thank you. Now we have a special presentation by Mr. Baris on our audit.
Thank you for having me. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Alex Baris from Lurch, Vinci and Bliss. We completed the June 30th, 2024 audit. Everyone should have received two documents, your financial report and then your auditor's management report. The financial report contains 3 opinions, all of which were unmodified. Unmodified meaning it's the highest level that can be obtained. There were no material weaknesses. Usually we go over your fund balance for general fund, which is your operating fund in the district. As of June 30th, 2024, your fund balance increased from approximately 12.2 million to approximately 13.4 million, an increase of 1.2 million. But of the 13.4 million, there are some restrictions. The first being your capital reserve. Capital reserve is approximately 9.5 million. Your capital reserve funds are restricted for capital project purposes. Only the projects that are in your capital and your long-range facilities plan. Your next reserve is your maintenance reserve. There's approximately 1.4 million in your maintenance reserve, and these funds are restricted for maintenance projects that are in your comprehensive maintenance plan. We have 250,000 in your tuition reserve, which is reserved for any tuition adjustments, since you are a send and receiving district with the borough of Little Ferry. There was approximately 400,000 in your year-end encumbrances. These are your open purchase orders where the services and goods were not rendered at year-end that rolled into your current 24-25 school year. And lastly, you have approximately 1.9 million in unassigned fund balance, and this is could be used for any operating purposes, and that is at the 1.5% max that the state allows you to keep in that reserve. So overall, your fund balances are 13.4 million, as I stated. The district financially is in good condition with healthy reserves. As far as your recommendations, the audit has 10 recommendations in the 23-24 audit. 8 of them were new comments, 2 of them were repeats from the prior year, and 2 of them were considered significant deficiencies. As Ms. McNeil stated, we met last week where I discussed every recommendation in detail during the Finance Committee meeting. At this point, if there is any questions regarding the fund balance or any recommendations in the audit, I can take those at this time.
Any questions from the board?
And just one more thing to add to, there is on the agenda tonight, the corrective action plan that the business administrator has in place, where he details each recommendation and his method of implementation to correct those recommendations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no questions, we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vice President Orth, and good evening to our board and our community. It's great to be with you. First, I respectfully submit the HIB report that was presented to the board in executive session. I'm excited, as always, to share some news across our schools. First, within our pre-K 6 buildings, the elementary schools participated in the Great Kindness Challenge starting January 27th. It was filled with activities and assemblies. Our elementary schools also participated in Global School Play Day on February 5th. The elementary schools also held a spelling bee for grades 4th and 5th on February 6th at Lincoln School, sponsored by the Women's Club. Congratulations to Olivia Morales, Ezekiel Espialat, and Jason Zarif for earning the top 3. Ms. Strigley and I had the pleasure of attending this event, and it was really well organized, and the students did a really excellent job. Not easy to get up to spell words in front of an audience at all. Elementary schools also celebrated the 100th day of school on Thursday, February 13th. Classes had activities related to 100. And at Lincoln School specifically, they honored Random Acts of Kindness Day on February 14th, including chalk art, kindness activities, and positive message through the school grounds and building. Grant School's pre-K students this week hosted a buildings museum showcasing buildings they individually created and all of the activities they had completed during the unit. Families were in attendance. Again, Ms. Trigley and I had the pleasure of attending this event, and it was very well organized. And it was really great to see our youngest learners showing their work proudly to their families and their teachers. And on January 30th, the students of Roosevelt School were able to sit with the students from other classes while at lunch. This was an effort to make new friends during Mix It Up Day. At the junior high school, we, in support of Dating Violence Awareness Month, our new wellness center is sponsoring a guest speaker for juniors and seniors from the Healing Space in Hackensack. A presentation will be held for parents and guardians tomorrow evening in the junior high school media center at 6 p.m. We hope that you'll be able to attend. For more news at the junior high school, I wanted to welcome our student reps, Riley and Jillian, for their report. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Jillian Dolch, and I'm the student government president.
And I'm Riley Flynn, the senior class treasurer. This past month included many assemblies, trips, and student success stories. To start, the academic decathlon team competed in January, and many students received awards in the following categories: art, economics, language and literature, math, music, science, social studies, interview, essay, and speech. The highest scorers by category on our team were Jenny Lynn for honors, Idelis Ramigo for scholastic, and Stephen Jerez for varsity. The team MVP and second highest scoring decathlete in the varsity division was also Stephen Jerez. 12 RPHS artists achieved 18 acknowledgements from Scholastic Arts for excellence in art for the North Jersey region. Scholastic Arts is a national organization which recognizes the excellence in art and writing of high school students. Senior Daniela Crespo and sophomore Jenny Lynn each received a Gold Key Award for their works, along with junior Jordan Flynn, who received a Silver Key Award. Gold Key artworks will be judged for national recognition in New York City on March 26th. Last June, Daniela Crespo was awarded the Silver National Medal for her entry. Their art can be seen on the TV in the Commons. February is a busy awareness month. It is American Heart Month, and Friday, February 7th, was National Wear Red Day. Members of the Future Health Professionals Club collected student donations during lunches, while the staff paid to wear jeans. Together, they raised $817 in donations for the American Heart Association. It is also Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. This Friday, there will be an assembly for juniors and seniors. The assembly will be presented by Healing Space, a domestic violence prevention organization from Hackensack. The goal is to raise awareness about dating abuse and promote healthy relationships. Our junior high students also attended an assembly called Being a Teen in the Social Media Age, Tips for Staying Happy and Safe. The presenters shared some great resources for students and parents. These organizations are dedicated to changing the way we use technology and social media. A class to highlight this month is Mr. Coletto's 8th grade flying machine cycle class. The goal of each marking period is to teach students about drones, the tech implemented, their uses in society, and how to fly them safely and competently. Once info is conveyed and skills are refined, the classes then break up into small groups to plan and collect recordings around our school and on school grounds. Once recordings are compiled, they work as a class to piece them together in a highlight video using iMovie. The students have to come up with their own music, cues, trims of clips, titles, and transitions. Some trips of note this last month include the AP Bio trip to the DNA Learning Center. Additionally, the Royal Scarlets Chorus attended a trip to Woodridge High School to participate in their choir workshop. It was a chance to learn from different directors as well as meet other students their age who participate in similar activities to them outside of our school. Students participating in the school's musical also took a trip to St. Joe's to watch their production of Footloose. It was a great opportunity for the kids to see what other schools are doing and think of ways to improve their own production.
This week, to celebrate Valentine's Day, there were many student fundraisers. The Spanish Honor Society, with the assistance of chorus members, delivered singing grams for Valentine's Day. Additionally, 8th graders also sold chocolate roses, poppets, and other sweet treats before school to show tokens of appreciation to friends. Now turning to sports. Both the girls and boys varsity bowling teams qualified for the state tournament this year. The girls were the 10th seed, but unfortunately lost the first round match to the 7th seed South Plainfield team. The boys ranked 11th, upset 6th seed Paramus last week at Bowler City 2-0, and will now bowl the 3rd seed Lyndhurst at Bowlodrome in North Arlington. Alexander Benetti, the team captain, qualified for the individual county tournament, which is the top 36 bowlers in Bergen County. As the number 36 seeded bowler, he finished the tournament ranked number 16 on February 4th. The Lady Scarlets basketball team is currently 16-8 with 2 games remaining in the regular season. This is the most wins since the 2018-2019 season. They will qualify to play in the NJSIA North 2 Group 2 state tournament and finish the season as Big North American League champs. The program is proud to announce that 14 out of the 19 members of the program earned high honor roll or honor roll. The JV program is having an incredible season with a record of 14-1 and have not lost a game since December 21st. The girls have committed so much time and effort to basketball this season while balancing their academics, and Coach Lax is so proud of these girls for trusting the process, showing up, working hard, and most importantly, being great people. The boys wrestling team finished the season with a 16-10 record and have several wrestlers ready to make runs in the individual postseasons that start this Saturday at Montville High School. Senior Derek Rodriguez needs one more victory to hit his 100th win, looking to become only the 4th wrestler in school history to hit that milestone. The girls wrestling team finished the season ranked in the top 11th in the state and represented Richfield Park in the first ever New Jersey Girls Dual Championship. The girls are set to begin their individual postseason run this Sunday at Vernon High School. The competition cheer team had an amazing season, all thanks to their hard work and dedication. They kicked things off with a strong first place win at the Ramapo Raiders Rumble in early February. They wrapped up the season with a solid 5-3 record, landing them in 2nd place in the division. During the playoffs, they had the honor of hosting the Big North One Last Blast final match where they welcomed Teaneck, Tenafly, Northern Highlands, Bergenfield, and Dumont. They ended up in second place, and Brianna Greenblatt took home the title of top tumbler. The boys basketball program is winding down on a really successful winter season. The freshman boys and JV boys were seated in the top 7 in their respective county tournaments. The varsity boys have a 13-12 record with senior night tomorrow against Mawa. The team has won 6 of its last 7 games and are playing its best basketball with the state tournament beginning next Thursday at Lyndhurst. Special congratulations to senior Aaron Kukai, who recently surpassed 850 career points and was nominated for the Bergen Record Boys Basketball Player of the Week. Please vote for Aaron on NorthJersey.com or the Varsity Aces app. That is all we have to report tonight. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Riley and Jillian, for your report. We greatly appreciate it. And to continue with my superintendent's report, I wanted to provide the board and community with an update regarding our district goal number 2 rebranding initiative. So our mission statement revision survey that was disseminated approximately 2 weeks ago will close this Friday. So we strongly encourage both students, families, community members, as we've also posted this linked with the village website. We encourage everyone to participate because we really value the input from our community. As mentioned in the committee report, I'm recommending Apogee communications platform, which would effectively be a new website for the district, but this would be inclusive of a new app, which we currently do not have, and I think would really be a wonderful benefit for our families to engage with school communications. So we're excited about that. We are targeting the first SMORE digital newsletter to be released on February 28th. And I'm also encouraging our school community to become followers of our new social media handlers. We're up to 448 followers on Instagram and 217 on Facebook. So we've really been able to grow that, and we hope to continue to do the same because we're pushing out some really good information and highlighting all the wonderful activities within our schools on these new social media handles. I also wanted to comment on some recent notifications sent out from the district or at the school level regarding safety and security. Anytime we receive a suspicious communication or notification, we are always going to take that with caution. And our approach is always going to be to implement our safety protocols. So this includes working closely with the local law enforcement. We are very fortunate to have an outstanding local department who supports us. And in these circumstances, they conduct a thorough investigation to confirm if there's a credible threat. And I recognize, the sensitivity of these situations and aim to communicate clearly to avoid causing any undue alarm. Our administrative team remains committed to maintaining open communication, and will continue to provide information when it's deemed essential for awareness and understanding. But I just felt it was prudent to share, at this point that we have released a few notifications, and this is the very reason why. And this is why we take these types of notifications or suspicious information that we may receive. Again, we take that very seriously, and we immediately implement our safety protocols. I also wanted to comment that in light of recent local and national discussions about immigration, we understand that these developments may cause concern for some families in our community. And for those seeking assistance, the New Jersey Department of Education has provided guidance and resources to ensure compliance with all state and federal requirements. So you can access that information through the NJDOE website by going to school-related state and federal requirements pertaining to immigrant students and families. Please know that our district is committed to protecting student privacy and providing a safe and welcoming learning environment for every student. Each of our schools follows established protocols that were provided by the board's attorney's office to maintain these priorities throughout the school day. We value our continued partnership between home and school in creating a positive, supportive learning space for all of our students. This concludes my report. I wanted to excuse our student reps. I'm sure you have much to attend to this evening, and thank you, Vice President Orth. That concludes my report.
Dr. V, I just wanted to clarify on the survey. Is the link to the survey on our website?
The link was sent out via school messenger and is also posted on our social media tabs, and it's also linked with the village social media as well.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Egan, the monitor's report?
Report today is just very short because the main thing about the financial condition was basically explained by the auditors, and it reflects that we're in good stead and things are going very well. So ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now listen to citizens' comments on agenda. All right, seeing no one for public comments, I will now close the public comments period. We will move on to our agenda items. Trustee Smith, please move policy and regulations 1001 and 1002.
I make a motion to move policy and regulations 1001 and 1002.
Second.
Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, can I have a roll call?
Yes. Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malou,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes. Trustee Kraft, can you please move faculty and programs?
I make a motion to move FP 1101 to FP 1104.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can I have a roll call?
yes. Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malou,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes. Trustee, can you please move finance and insurance?
I move 1301 through 1320.
Second.
Any questions on finance and insurance? Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malou,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth,
Yes. Trustee Malou, could you please move the consent agenda?
Yes, Madam President, I'd like to move the consent agenda. 1401.
Should I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the consent agenda? Seeing none, can I have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malou,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. Trustee Velez, could you please move personnel 1501 to 1514?
Sure, I so move personnel 1501 to 1514.
Second.
I'd like to just make a comment to thank and wish good luck to Joanne Arsentalis, Christine DeLilio and Mary Smith, and my apologies for my pronunciation, for their service to the children of the district. Special thank you to Nikki Shear for her service to this district for 26 years. On behalf of the hundreds of families you have served, thank you, and may you enjoy your retirement and life after Ridgefield Park. Do we have any other comments or questions from the board on personnel?
Yes. I have a letter to read on behalf of trustee Rodriguez. So I'll just go ahead and read that now. To Ms. Sher. It is with a mix of admiration and sadness. I write this letter to express my gratitude for your years of exceptional service. While I am excited for you as you transition into retirement, it's difficult to imagine our district without you. Your contributions have been invaluable, and I've always admired and respected you. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your commitment, dedication, and professionalism, and to say that you truly have a kind heart. Your work as a social worker and case manager has consistently exceeded expectations. You've managed complex caseloads with skill and compassion, ensuring that every student, whether in district or out of district, receives the resources and support needed to thrive both academically and personally. You've helped create a positive, inclusive environment where students feel safe, valued, and motivated. The connections you've built with community resources have been invaluable, ensuring that no student falls through the cracks and that families receive the assistance they need. Your tireless work, has left a lasting impact, and I am deeply grateful for the care and dedication you've shown in supporting each student's success. Thank you, Ms. Scher, for everything you've done for our school and community, and most importantly, for the students and families you've inspired, motivated, and supported throughout the years. Warm regards, Trustee Berlinda Rodriguez. And I also personally wanted to extend my gratitude and well wishes to Ms. Scher in her retirement. As a parent, I had the privilege of experiencing Ms. Scher's guidance, support, care, and unwavering enthusiasm for what she does over the past 5 years that she served as my daughter's case manager. I got a little emotional when I saw her name on the agenda, as it brings back all the memories and conversations from over the years. And I think I can speak for others who can relate when I say that you have significantly impacted many lives and many families for the better. I want to extend a big thank you for all you have done for the children and families of Ridgefield Park, and congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions on personnel? Seeing none, I'd ask for a roll call.
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malou,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Sorth.
Yes. Motion's pass. Can you, Mr. Bison, can you please read in new business?
Yes, on the new business, 16.01. Resolved that the Richfield Board of Education has determined that student ID number 350042222 shall be removed from the Richfield Park School District 21 days following the date of the notice of final ineligibility, unless a timely appeal is filed with the Commissioner of Education due to insufficient evidence to establish that the student presently is domiciled in Richfield Park, New Jersey. Be it further resolved that the board secretary is authorized to prepare, with the assistance of the board attorneys, the necessary notice of final ineligibility to inform the parent guardian of student ID 35004222 of the board's decision.
Trustee McNeil, could you please make a motion on new business?
I move that the new business 1601.
Second.
Any comments or questions on the new business? Seeing none, can I have a roll call?
Mr. Cooney,
Yes.
Ms. Kraft,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Ms. McNeil,
Yes.
Mr. Malou,
Yes.
Ms. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Velez,
Yes.
Ms. Orth?
Yes. Well, now let us listen to citizens' comments off agenda. Being none, I would ask for a motion to close the meeting.
I make a motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Thank you, everyone.